I'm live now, just so you know, so don't. I told you a minute ago I had no paper. You want to say hi? You say hi? Come here, puppies. Puppies, puppies. Hi. Sorry about the game noises in the background. My son is playing video games. I'm wondering if I still have my stand that I used to use when I did Facebook Live. You know what I'm talking about? That would hold my phone so I don't have to hold it with just my one arm the whole entire time. I gotta color my hair, dude. My roots are growing out pretty good. Yeah, once the arm is healed, we'll color it. You be careful, Lincoln. Lincoln, say hi. Hi, say hi. Say hi, Lincoln. Oh, you big galoot. Be careful, my arm. You be careful. You should be careful. You be good boy. Super good boy. Huh? You my buddy. Huh? Lincoln, my buddy. You my buddy, Lincoln. There's Lincoln. 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 Look. Say hi, everybody. Say hi. He's a good puppy. He's a good puppy. Hi. Thank you for jumping in. Sorry it's so shaky. I'm trying to hold with one hand. Still trying to recover a little bit. This just had surgery on Friday. And I was able to take the ace bandage off today. And what I thought was under the ace bandage is not what should have been. Usually they do internal incisions that dissolve and then glue the site shut. But when I went to take my shower, I had 22 stitches going down my arm, and the incision was much bigger than what I was told. I did post a short of it because my arm is rewrapped up now. They cleaned it just to make sure I didn't get any infection or anything in it from the shower. So if you're on there, say hi to me so I could say hi back. And if you have any questions, I can explain. It was the surgery I had previously was golfers elbow, which is on the inside of your arm. Tennis elbow is on the outer part of your elbow. And I had golfer surgery May 17th on my left arm. And I had numbness and pain still in that arm. So they did E ECG, ENG of the arm and found out my ulnar nerve was pressed. So they went in and did an ulnar nerve release. They have another medical term for it, but that's the term I know for it. And he told me that the incision was only going to be like a little bit bigger than the incision that I had there, but it's pretty huge. And the nurse told me that there was going to be steri strips on there and that I could take a shower today after I took the ACE bandage off. Well, I got in the shower. There wasn't steri strips. It was like this, like, it looked like tape. And it just came completely off while I was in the shower. I kind of panicked and went to the walk-in today and they cleaned it. And needless to say, I got it rewrapped up again. It's got gauze around the elbow again, and they put that material on top of it again. It doesn't hurt, surprisingly, unless I bump it somehow. I do feel pretty good. I don't feel a lot of pain. It actually feels better than what it felt before surgery. So that's good. Waiting for the numbness to go away. They said that might be a while. But otherwise I go in 2 weeks for a follow-up. I'm on a heavy pain medication plus ibuprofen. And right now I have it in a sling to kind of immobilize it. They don't want me to move it around too much. But otherwise, I'm sitting at home chilling. I would like to be outdoor dashing for sure, though, because the money's always nice to have. But hopefully I can get out there and do that in the next few days. My husband said he would go dashing and deliver the food and get the food and stuff. And I just have to ride with, but I just don't feel like going in the car quite yet. So, but it's getting there. I did do a short showing the incision. If you got a kind of a weak stomach, you might not want to see it, but it's not bloody, it's not like gory, but there's like 22 stitches going up and down the incision. It's pretty huge. And it's going to leave a scar. There you'll see what I'm talking about if you see it. It's got like bumps in between where the stitches are. So I know there's going to be a scar. And usually the ones that I had before, there you can barely see the scar, but this one you will see. I got 2 puppies laying down in my lap. They make me want to sleep. But I've been resting in my recliner and I'll keep it elevated. I put ice on it. But it doesn't hurt like it did before surgery, so that's a good sign. But anybody have questions, or I'm just chilling out? It's like much activity given a tour and stuff, so I feel a little nervous and uncomfortable. I'm hoping I want to get back to making sourdough bread. That's a journey. I'm so happy I finally got one loaf to turn out. Now I want to start doing other ones like chocolate ones and the jalapeno cheddar ones, and I really like to bake and cook. That's like my big thing. I don't know. My mom taught me how to cook when I was little. I think I started cooking when I was like 9 years old. You're gonna hear my dog snore. It's the funniest thing ever. He snores so loud. Lincoln. Lincoln. He's just snoring in my lap. He gets real loud. He's louder than my husband snoring. And he's a puppy. Gonna make me want to take a nap. I probably won't be on very long because this is, to me, it's kind of awkward because I'm not used to staring at a camera and talking to it. I was supposed to go live with the Mad Dasher, but he hasn't hopped on yet, so maybe I'll catch him later. But I just kind of want to give people an update what's going on and why I haven't been going live and doing DoorDash videos. I had surgery and I've been just kind of recovering. So oh, and the anesthesiologist scared me the day of surgery and I was crying just beforehand. He's like, "Oh, you're getting max sedation," and I was like, I was told general, and he's like, "No, like colonoscopy," and I'm like, I woke up during my colonoscopy, so my mindset went into a different place, and I started crying, and I told him I don't know if I can do this surgery. And the nurse came in and told me she was going to yell at him, and then my words out of my mouth is, "Please don't, because I don't want him to kill me during surgery. Thank you." Yeah. I have to find my I have a camera stand for at home. I used to do Facebook lives when I was doing keto years ago. I lost 41 pounds doing keto years ago, but once you stop doing keto, it's hard to go back on it. And I struggled to do the keto again. But I went on Zepbound June 26th. And along with doing DoorDash and doing Zepbound, I'm now down 45 pounds. So that's really good. Keto is a good diet, but they say with all diets there's bad reverse effects, like you gain it back. And it is true, you will gain it back if you don't keep consistent and stuff like that. But I've come a long way since June. I struggled with walking. I struggled with going through grocery stores. Now I can walk grocery stores. I can walk long distances. I can stand for longer periods of time. It feels really nice having that extra weight off. Haven't tried running too much. That's going to be a new thing. I think if I start doing some light jogging and stuff, I think that might give me a little bit more exercise too. I'm not seeing any chats. I don't know. It's not popping up if anybody's trying to talk or not. Try to see. That's a mute button. Retouch on. What's this? Highlight. I don't know what that means. At least 1 minute of the video is needed to start a highlight. Okay. What's this? Well, oh, there they are. I see them now. They were hidden from me. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Nieces. Hi, JG. I don't know. I went in a little tool thing in the corner. It was all hiding from me. Hi, Spice. How are you? Yep. Operator error for sure. I don't do lives very often. I'm just pushing buttons now, figuring it out. Now that I can see people to talk to, I can talk. You need to have a shirt on. You cannot come in my life without a shirt on, bud. My son was gonna try to pop over in here and see what I was doing. I can see. I see dead people. Oh, but yeah, I'm gonna try to take my arm out of the sling. You guys might see my ceiling for a second. Oh. They rewrapped it in this type of a gauze, but the length of what that gauze is about the length of my scar. The painkillers help, but I get very itchy from them, so I'm not really taking as much painkillers as much as I'm taking ibuprofen.
Okay.
And the pain isn't really bad unless it gets bumped. If I stay still, it don't hurt so bad. Hi, Colleen. Yeah, you don't the scar kind of scares me. I did a short on it. If you don't have a like I said, you don't have a weak stomach, watch the short. You can see the incision in my short. Yeah, I'm doing good. I had surgery on my arm on Friday. I had golfer's elbow repair, which I had a torn tendon on the inner part of my elbow. They repaired that, but after they repaired it, I had continuous numbing sensation in the elbow and pain where the incision was. And so they did an ENG, and when they did the EEG, they found that the ulnar nerve was compressed. So they had to go in and do what's called an ulnar nerve release. So it's numb right now, but that's from surgery. They said that's going to be normal. That will eventually come back, and then I'm going to start physical therapy probably in 2 weeks on it. And like right now, the my pinky, that's as far like as I can bend it. I can't like bend the tip of it yet. So I think that will come back in time too with therapy. It's okay, Colleen. I've been struggling with it for a while. I had torn tendons in my right one and my left one. And I my right one happened in 2017. I was actually outside shoveling and I fell on ice and I had torn the tendon in my right one. My left one, it just started out of nowhere and I didn't do anything to it that I'm aware of. I didn't fall, I didn't hit it or anything. It started to hurt and I would drop things randomly with my hand and I couldn't hold on to things. But when he did the surgery in my right arm, I was so impressed. I mean, I was able to hold things, I was be able to do things better with my right arm. I'm hoping my left arm it'll be the same way after this heals. Yeah, actually, you know what, Lisa, it feels a lot better since the surgery because I don't have that constant pain on the inside of my elbow right now. Yeah, it's totally different. Like I want to use it and I'm not supposed to, so I gotta stop trying to bend it and stuff. I have OCD anxiety. My house is a pigsty right now and it's driving me insane, but that's because I got a 9-year-old son and what I call a 2-year-old husband. They like to make messes, you know. And I'm trying to control my OCD anxiety looking at it. JG, nope, nope, nope. I asked him to help me, and it's not. He'll help, but it's not the way that I want it done. And I'm gonna have to go over it, redo it. So I'm just better off letting him not do it. Mm. Yeah, it's a huge incision, Spice. It's big. And I'm gonna actually have a scar with this one. My last one I couldn't. For sure will, Lisa. The mess will always be there. That the incision, I want to say there's 22 stitches going up my arm, and to me it's about I want to say 8 to 9 inches long. I gotta actually measure it with a measuring tape. When I saw that it was stitches and it wasn't what his normal artwork was, I was a little upset. Because usually they do internal stitches that dissolve and then they glue the incision shut. But I think because it's so long, they had to actually do the sutures. For the right price, you'll clean my house. I actually, I have a friend, and one of my nieces said they would come over and help me in a few days here. So, yeah, JG, watch yourself. Lisa's gonna put you in check. You better watch yourself. Physical therapy will start in 2 weeks. I go, I think, on the 10th for a follow up, and that's when they'll start sending me off to physical therapy. Hi, Kaylee. Daddy has bills to pay. Yeah, we got bills here to pay too. Ugh. I wish I was a child again. I don't want these responsibilities. Well, I all I can do is laugh. I gotta read the comments. JG's fine. He can't find a sugar mama who'll follow his contract. It's difficult. Mm. Yeah, time machine would be nice. Go back. Whoever said adulting is fun. I always wanted to be an adult when I was in my younger years because I couldn't stand my parents' rules, and now I don't want to be an adult. I want to go back to being a child. Hi, Starla. How are you? You want to say hi, Michael, real quick? No. No? Chicken. I don't wanna. Yeah, wanna. Let me see if I can get my princess up here. This is my princess. Say hi. Oh, okay. We'll put you down. She's gonna cough. Uh-oh. My husband's diabetes thing's going off. I didn't yell at him. I didn't yell at you, did I, Michael? What? I didn't yell at you, did I? No. See? I'm thinking so too. I was supposed to go live with him today. Um but he may be having a later day. I think him and Lauren might have went out and had a good time last night. I really need to have readers because I like how to put you guys up in there so I can read. They need to do big print for blind people on these things. Hey, hero. You got your 50 subs. Now you can go live. Here comes the husband. I'm going to have to tell him to filter his mouth. Maybe not. Maybe he went somewhere else. Thought he was coming out here. Don't encourage him to. I will tell him to put a shirt on. We don't want to see my husband. Nope, nope, nope. Thank you, nieces. It's called Ruby Noor. I get it on Amazon. I color my own hair. We're gonna have to wait until my arm heals. I gotta do my roots. Them grays are starting to come out. My dumb butt went to the walk-in today, and my arm is supposed to be in a sling, and I didn't have it in the sling. And he was like, "Where's your sling?" And I said, "It's at home." I said I didn't want to put it on because I didn't want my stitches catching on it. I lied, but you. I don't like it. It's restricting. I'd rather just put my arm up against my stomach and hold it there. Here, oh, you can wear one of those wife beater shirts without the beating. You guys are hilarious. Yeah, I got in trouble. Yeah. I'm on live and we're all chatting on here, so filter your conversations. Um, I'll have to look, but I don't see a problem with it. I actually I take a night medication called Ambien because I have insomnia, so I do sleep good. Um it, if like I don't take naps and stuff during the day because of my insomnia. I'm constantly awake. So but I do sleep good. Yeah. I the struggle is I sleep on the side that I have surgery. So I have to sleep on the opposite side, which is taking a little bit to get used to, but I sleep good. And I actually sleep with my arm on two pillows high when I do sleep, so it's rested on a pillow so I don't roll on it or anything. Hey, Austin. I'm not showing incisions because I'm gauzed up, but if you want to see it, it's on my short. It's scary. 22 stitches. And according to the nurse that I spoke to on the phone about it, oh, your dad's phone's ringing. She said that I could probably take it off. She said, but wait until I see the hear from them tomorrow. Because she said usually they want it to get air after so many days, so they may want me to take that gauze off the elbow. But for now, leave it on there until I hear from them. So that's what they told me. Or to take it off before my next shower. And yes, I did tip my Spark driver yesterday $25 to bring my groceries up my stairs and into my apartment. That should have been a very happy Spark driver. My husband doesn't know the amount that I tipped the Spark driver, but what he doesn't know doesn't matter. That I had a lot of groceries. I had, I think, over 60 items, and there was 2 cases of water. So I was like, if that was me, what would I want to get for that amount? Nisi's on my right arm. I had the outer one done. So we're twins. It's kind of I'm glad I'm getting my arms worked on and fixed, because it really sucks when you can't hold on to anything and you drop everything, and the pain of holding on to something for too long in your hand was awful too. They sure do. I try to I go my son, he plays with my dog sometimes a little too rough. And I try to explain to him, if you do that, you're going to get bit, and it's not going to be pleasant, because when I was little I got bit by a dog, and it went right through my hand. So I kind of used my scar on my hand to explain to him, this could happen to you if you keep playing with the dog as rough as you do. Thank you, Austin. It's a box dye. The color's called Ruby Noir. I'm cheap. I won't go to a salon. I color my own hair. I only started actually coloring my hair in the last year. I was like accepting the grays for a while. Oh, there you go. The puppies love my son to death, but my son sometimes he'll get rough with them, and we have to explain to him, you can't play rough. It's just um and the puppy, like, doing tug of war, you know how they re-grip on the rope and stuff. Sometimes he'll get close to your hand and catch your hand, not like he's intentionally trying to bite you. It's he doesn't realize he's gonna bite you, I guess. And I don't want my son to get bit real bad, so we're working on that when my son plays with them. Oh yeah. Oh no, nope, nope. Bleach my hair? Nope. I used to do that when I was younger, and I used to color bleach, and I would dye my hair blonde when I was younger. I don't I don't do that no more. That's really harsh on your hair. Oh, I got a story to tell. When I was 15 and my mom wouldn't take me to get my hair colored, I couldn't do any of that. I would run over to my friend's house and she would color my hair. We had bleached my hair blonde, and then I wanted my hair burgundy. And I'm not kidding you, my hair turned out plum purple. Oh, I cried. I was like, I gotta go home and show my mom this plum purple hair. My mom was gonna kill me. Literally kill me. It looked like the purple pie man colored hair from Strawberry Shortcake. It was so purple, dude. Um, we ended up buying a dark brown hair dye and going over that purple with the dark brown hair dye just to try to cover up that color. Oh yeah, purple. I'm talking the color of that heart that Nieces used. That color purple. I gotcha. Plumbing. I always have type errors on mine. I swipe to text and I don't proofread. So I I ought to proofread because I have a very religious friend, and needless to say, I typed some pretty downright dirty stuff to her one day and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, sorry." It's like hitting when you're on the keyboard, hitting that one middle word over and over again to see what kind of sentence you get. That's how my texting comes out. They need bigger keypads on the text things. Everybody's in my live right now. Yeah.
Tell everybody I said hi.
My husband says hi to everybody. My husband's talking to his older son. That's my stepson by marriage. I only have one child. That's my son Michael. I had two stepchildren. My husband has an older son. He had he had a daughter, but she passed away. She was handicapped, and then he has another child, and he's still here, but my husband talks to him a lot on the phone. He's older now. He's like 24. And Amber would have been what, 27? Yeah, I swipe to text. It's just easier for me than typing it because the keypads are so small. But then I gotta proofread because sometimes it likes to correct your words and make its own words for you. Yeah, he's had a lot of deaths. Started in like 2014. He lost his daughter, his nephew, his father, his mother, all back to back. So it kind of did a lot to him mentally. His daughter, she had what they call the cardia syndrome, and she was born without her colossa colomus in the brain. Her life expectancy wasn't up to what age, Stephen? 5?
Three.
3. She lived until she was 17. So, in my eyes, she lived a long life for her disability. Yeah, Nieces, it is. He still has a hard time dealing with it.
My baby girl.
Mm. I'll see if I can find a picture and show a picture of her. She was pretty. I'm not going to find it today, though, so I'll have to do it another live. Yeah, Spice, she did. She lived until she was 17, and it was 3 that they gave her for an expectancy. His mother took care of her while he would go to work and stuff. She had nurse aides and stuff that came in the house, and they did a very good job taking care of her. And I think that's what extended her life a lot longer. But amongst all the lives, I ended up getting pregnant and having Michael. So it was like her passing brought us a miracle. So because Michael was like my rainbow baby, because I struggled with a lot of miscarriages before I had him. I still got to take you guys to our little museum. I think you guys would find that interesting, doing a little tour of our little mini museum here. And where we had that golden rondelle that I showed everybody, I actually had to deliver in there the other day, and I was kind of excited about it. When I went in to deliver, each one of those buildings that is attached behind that golden rondelle, they actually have some really old planes inside them. I mean, like literal planes. It's not like model planes. There were real planes inside these buildings. It's kind of interesting, but I don't think that they would let me film going inside the Johnson building because it's like high security going back in there. Our racing museum has stuff on the Space Shuttle Challenger where that teacher was supposed to go up into space and it exploded. They have stuff about her in there because she was either a teacher here at one of the schools or she went to school here. And so they got a big thing on her in the museum. And Racine is known for Horlick malt, so they got stuff in there about that. And there was a gentleman years and years ago. Michael, I gotta turn your TV down. That's loud. Them zombies are getting loud. Um, the they found a mummy in his attic, and they donated it to the museum. So there's an actual mummy inside of our museum that this gentleman had in his attic here in Racine. Oh yeah, I'm not yelling at him. No, by far. You want to hear me yell? I'll yell. No, he's a good kid. He's a very well behaved kid. It's just sometimes he listens to things a little loud. He likes his zombie games. What game are you playing, Michael?
Last of Us.
He's playing The Last of Us.
I need this number off your phone.
Oh, I can't get it because I'm on live. It's not going to come through on my phone. There should be a movie, Mummy in the Attic. Lincoln, say hi. Lincoln, say hi. Say hi, baby. You say hi? Aw, say hi. Climbed up. Now he's going to go in my lap, and you guys get to hear him snore.
Override into me.
Yeah, that's my Lincoln. He's a Beagle pup. He will be 1 year July 2nd. If Lincoln has Jay, what accent do you think Lincoln has if he was to talk? This Lincoln is this Lincoln howls. And actually, we've been working on his howling and barking. That's come a long way too. And my princess, she's like a little piranha the way she barks at my other dog. Yeah, New Yorker. I'm a Wisconsin girl. That's our accent. They call it Yoper accent. Now I've lived in Wisconsin since 45 years. I've been here. I moved away in 2014 to Tennessee, and we lived there for about a year. And then that was a nightmare, and then we came back here. I was born in Texas. My dad was in the military. So we traveled everywhere. My sister was born in Germany. My brother was born in Michigan. We traveled all over the place with my dad. Oh yeah, the up north people are definitely Yopers, but I think I got partial Yoper accent. Dollywood is nice. I think it's Dollywood. I went to in Tennessee. We went. What was the show that we saw?
Oh, it's like a miracle on ice or something.
No, it wasn't like a Miracle on Ice. It was like a nights like in Illinois. No, no. It was like horses and knights and stuff in Dollywood. It is real nice there. We went there around Christmas time. Yeah, we stayed in a cabin that was up on a hill and it was icy. And I remember we had to take only one of our vehicles would make it up the hill. So we all had to take turns going up the hill to get to the cabin. It was really nice. The whole family got together for Christmas in Tennessee one year. We went to Dollywood. They went to SeaWorld or some kind of fish aquarium there. The mountains are real pretty there, though. The mountains I don't like going through are in Virginia and West Virginia. The mountains to me are scary. We went to South Carolina last year and drove there. The route we took was through Virginia and West Virginia, and I was white knuckling it through them hills and descents and all the stuff going through there, and then seeing the sand pits where the trucks go. Every time I saw a semi behind me, I kept praying, please don't rear end me. Said we ain't going back through Virginia and West Virginia, coming back to Wisconsin. We'll go through Kentucky. I'd rather drive those mountains. If you get a chance to go there, Spice, it's nice. You'll like it. But I don't know. They've been having kind of wacky winter this year, so I don't know how safe it would be to drive through there. When they tell you to get bread, butter, and milk, you do it because you're gonna be trapped.
The Last of Us Part 2. How do you get the AR early?
Colette likes the muscles. Never been there. We haven't gone west yet. My husband wants to go to the Grand Canyon. That's one of his ultimate trips he wants to do. So we're talking or in the works of trying to make a plan to go that way. My problem is I can't see for shit at night driving. So if we do, we're gonna have to make plenty of night stops at hotels going that way. It's either that or we fly. And I don't really want to fly that right now with everything going on in the news. Arizona, I never heard of that. Pigeon Forge, yes, that is actually where Dollywood is. That is nice. When we lived down in Tennessee, we lived in Red Boiling Springs. It was hills and hollers. And let me tell you, um, Boonhauer from what show is that, Stephen Boonhauer?
The Last of Us Part
The guy with the glasses, and they stand outside drinking beers. King of the Hill. Yeah. They sound like Boonhauer down in there. Our next door, our landlord, he would talk to me, and I couldn't understand him, and I would look at his wife, and she'd have to re-explain it to me slower to where I could understand. It was so bad. I'm like, what did you say? Oh yeah, King of the Hill. Yep. Is it based out of Texas? Yeah, I think it is. But Boonhauer in there literally is how people in Tennessee sound down in the hills and hollers.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I liked it in Tennessee though. Our trailer, we were surrounded by a cow field, and you would go out the trailer and you would see cows all around the trailer. It was interesting. I had a dog that would dart out into the cow field, and I was so worried that they were going to stomp her. Arizona, they have reindeers too. I have video from there on my personal page, Cassandra. I'll have to check that out. Is that how you say it here, a boomhauer? Am I saying it wrong? I was saying it wrong. I knew what I meant, though. That's all that matters. I knew what I meant. I don't like this sling. I don't like not being able to move. Mm. Can you guys hear the dog snore? Let's see if I can. I moved him. He's not going to snore now. This dog snores so loud, dude. I'm surprised I could sleep through that snoring. There he goes. It sounds like my husband the other day when I went on live for a few minutes. It's enough to make anybody go to sleep. It's quiet. I can turn the TV back up. You guys can hear some zombies. I need a haircut. I haven't had a haircut in a long time. There used to be an amusement park called Ghost Town in Sky over East Tennessee, Carolina area. Have you heard of that? No, I haven't actually. That would probably be interesting to go to and see. When we went to South Carolina, we wanted to go to Myrtle Beach,
Oh.
but we never ended up making it there. We ended up going to our first actual baseball game there, and we went to the Science and Industry Museum, I think it was, and then we saw a bunch of movies while we were there. We went to what was Carowinds theme, like a Great America, but it was called Carowinds. Um, what else did we do? We celebrated Easter, of course. The Science Museum was very good, actually. They had a lot of hands-on stuff at the Science Museum. Um, I'd love to post a short, but my son's in most of the shorts, and I don't want to put him too much on YouTube. But they had a bed of nails that he laid on, and he got to go on a bed of nails, and it was where it lifted him up and down on the nails. It was kind of interesting to see. They had like a suitcase too that was magnetized or something to something, and you picked it up, and it was like you were supposed to try to take it, and it would pull you a different direction too. Yeah, and then we went to what type of theater was it that we saw? It was an IMAX theater. And that was interesting, the show we saw at the IMAX inside the Science Museum. Yeah, South Carolina was fun, and the driving was scary, very scary going on the freeways there because when it's congested, the people have no patience. That's why the one day I told Mad Dasher to ride along in the lane that you pull over and to change your tire because that's where I learned that you could do that in. Because in South Carolina, they don't wait, they don't have patience, they ride down that lane. Traffic was tremendously heavy, a lot out there. And I think the museum wasn't in South Carolina, it was in North Carolina in Charlottesville, I believe, North Carolina. Yeah, their driving down there scared me. Oh yeah, I held on to the bitch bar quite a bit in that town. Oh, I jumped the other day. Somebody blew their horn at me, and I'm like, why are they blowing their horn at me? I'm in my lanes and I'm not in their lane. Why are they blowing their horn at me? I don't like it when people do that. Do they think that actually helps motivate the person to move? No, it scares the person, and you could trigger them to hit you. I don't like it when people blow their horn. I flip my finger at them. You're better off just cussing in your car and not scaring them or startling them. Right? Here's looking at you, kiddo. Give him the finger. Oh, that's a story to tell. I went to Tennessee and I'm up here. They don't do that crap. I kept telling my husband, I said, these people are flipping me off every time I go down the road. I said, watch. I said, watch this next person. And they lift up a finger at me. And I told my husband, they're flipping me off. Why are they flipping me off? He says, they're not flipping you off. They're saying, hey. And I'm like, oh. I said, well, I guess I better stop flipping my finger back at them, right? So down in Tennessee, if you're driving down the road and you see them lift their hand up at you with a finger, they're not flipping you off. They're saying, hey. It's a courtesy they do to everybody. Hey, how are you? Hey. And I was just going back and, well, fuck you too. It's a total different situation. It's like they're more nice down there. Like if you're pulled over on the side of the road with your flashers on, like everybody pulls over and asks if you need help down there in Tennessee. Eh, your thing's going off.
Michael right there.
No.
Your meter's going off. You need to check that. I don't know if it needs to be changed or if your blood sugar's high or low. I think towards the kitchen area. My husband has diabetes and he's got that continuous glucose monitor, and it's either saying it's out of signal or he's got high blood sugar or low blood sugar. I can't call it. I'm in a live. Can you call it from your tablet or no? Oh, no. I thought it was funny. We went to Tennessee and we had gotten a flat tire and like it was weird. Like somebody random drove by and they had like 5 tires in their car and offered us a tire. I was doing those damn shots in the stomach. You have diabetes, Spice? Is that what you're saying? My husband doesn't have insulin shots. He's on a lot of pills and stuff for diabetes. He does Ozempic for diabetes, but it's not insulin. Ozempic's not considered insulin. And he does that shot in his stomach once a week. The stomach is the best place to actually do shots, but it's not as painful as in your arm or your legs. Did you find it? Okay. My husband saw his Christmas music on his phone. I guess he's still in the spirit. Does it say it's high, low, or it was just out of signal? Okay. I do know since I've been on Zepbound and I've lost almost 45 pounds now, my blood pressure meds have been cut in half, which is very, very good. And I'm on a better road to health, being that I'm losing the weight. So that's a good thing. But I'm not on a diet following it. I just kind of keep my calories under a certain thing, and I think it's like 1,200 calories that I try to keep at or under. I still eat fast food, so I'm not the best person to ask what I'm doing to lose weight, because if I did eat better, I'm sure I would have lost a lot more weight on this shot by now. But the shot will actually stop your food thoughts, as it's called, and it stops the hunger. So, like, I don't feel hungry. I don't feel the need to eat. I'm basically eating. I have to make myself eat something. And, like, I can only eat so much at a time, or I will feel sick if I overeat. Um, I do. I'm trying to talk to my primary doctor who put me on the shot, because I think I want to try to see if I can get in to see a nutritionist to help me with making better decisions, because like I just eat what I want to eat. Nobody tells me any different. And I think if I ate a little bit differently, I think the weight would come off a little bit faster. I mean, the only thing really I do healthy eat wise is I'll eat a little high protein. I'll do like tuna and cottage cheese for snacks. But otherwise, like we'll be out and I'll eat fast food. I don't hold back on fast food, which is I think if I cut that back considerably, I would lose more. That I agree with, Spice, because protein is a very good filler. It does fill you up. Cause like if I eat the tuna and the cottage cheese, I'll be full most of the day. Hi, Valentine. I say that wrong. I think it's Valentine, right? I say Valentine. Thanks for hopping on, Valentine. I have a problem with red meat protein though, Lisa. I can't I don't get the right red meat protein to eat. And like what's my like I like chicken, but when it comes to like meat, red meat, I don't like hamburger. I'll eat steaks, but I eat the wrong kind of steaks when it comes to protein because there's a certain type of protein when it comes to red meat you should eat. But I like tuna, which is very high in protein, and I like cottage cheese that's high in protein. I used to drink those Carnation instant breakfasts with high protein, but if you overdo protein, it will do a number on your digestive system and you can get constipated from it. So you got to be careful how much protein you take in. Thank you, Valentine. I was able to take a shower today, which I found out I probably shouldn't have because getting water on stitches is not the best. But then my doctor from the orthopedic, when I finally got a hold of him, said that it's been enough time afterward, as long as I don't soak them, I just let the water run on it, the soap just run across it, it'll be okay. Just make sure I pat it dry. Yeah, I think because I should increase eating eggs. Eggs are not something I put in my diet quite a bit. I need to increase eggs in the morning because eating a good breakfast actually keeps you full. Aw, aw. I like Lizzie and Haley. I love Haley's colors, and I like the blue line down the side of Lizzie. I think that's sharp. My husband's in my spare room making a mess, tearing down boxes. Mm. My in the morning, because we would take my son to school, my breakfast always consisted of because I'm not fond of McDonald's breakfast. I like I like the breakfast burrito they have, but I don't like their other breakfast sandwiches. I don't know, I'm just not into them. And that was like convenient for me in the morning because we take my son to school. I would get that and then we would start dashing. My husband eats the McDonald's oatmeal. He likes that. I need to learn to cook the stuff at home in the morning, but it's like mornings are hectic getting my son off to school. Cause I live on the other side of town from the school. So in the morning we're getting up early to get him up, get him ready, get him in the shower, get him his lunch, get him things ready. It's just more convenient to grab something on the way taking him to school. Dude, you need to stop hopping up here by my arm. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Lincoln, say hi. I'm not playing with your toy right now. Not with my bad arm right there. No. No, I'm not playing with your toy. No, say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say play with me. Come on, say play with me. He's got those sad eyes. My son's trying to make him howl.
Arr. Arr. Oh.
My dog has the sad eyes. He can sit there and stare at you too until you give in and give him things.
Okay, I'll give you something.
No, actually, Valentine. I was talking to my husband the other day. He is a beagle, but I was saying that too. I the people that we got him from said it was a purebred beagle, but it didn't make sense that they sold him to us for $200. And I look at him and I see bloodhound mixed with beagle. So I think you're right. I think he does have bloodhound in him. The only way I'll know is if I take him to the vet and they do a DNA test on him. But his colors, you see bloodhound like I do, don't you? The guy tried to tell us when we got him that he was a chocolate beagle, but I don't see the chocolate beagle because beagles normally have the white splotches up on their face. He doesn't have any of that. Bloodhounds are that color if you look at their face. So I think he is beagle mixed with bloodhound. I have to talk to my vet and see if they can do a DNA test. But I was talking to my husband about that the other day. I was like, I see bloodhound in him. That's funny that you brought that up. Let me see what my battery's at. Oh, sure, you can have it. My son wanted the charger from my phone. I was trying to keep it on it. He's a good dog, but he likes to chew everything. Drives me insane. I had to buy a whole new pair of house slippers. He chewed them up the day of my surgery. I don't ever walk around without house shoes on. He's a chewer. He chewed my woodwork too. And it wasn't like it was my baseboard. It was a strip that goes on the corner to protect the corners. So luckily that's only like $8 to replace. But I got him bones, I got him toys, I got him all the stuff, but he chews everything he's not supposed to. He's like a billy goat. Yeah, he chewed my house shoes. I had him in the bathroom with me and I was doing my shower before surgery. He pushed the bathroom door open, got my shoes, and managed to chew on them while I was in the shower.
Yeah.
Do they, Lisa? I'll have to check it out. I'll look that up when I get off live and see how much it is and maybe invest in it. Because I would like to know. I was questioning that the other day. I don't think he's pure beagle. I think he has another mix. And I do, because they came when we went and got him. The guy brought out 3 of them, and they came out like the Three Stooges out of this barn, the way that they were running and jumping over each other. But I believe it might be there. His beagle dog got with one of his bloodhounds, because I believe that they're hunting dogs.
Hello?
And that's why he was so amped to get rid of them and sell them so cheap.
I believe it. You're off.
But he had like, when we got him, the guy showed us all these trophies he had in his basement of him doing show with his beagles. So I don't know. I would like to do one on my princess because they said that she's a Bichon poodle, but I think she's something else. She's tiny. She's only like 10 or 11 pounds. She's tiny. And he's huge. He's massive. And he's not done growing yet because I was told they can grow up to a year old, and he's not going to be a year until July. Yeah, and I wish he wasn't a chewer. I buy him bones from the butcher out here. I get him a couple bones, and then I buy a whole bag of pig ears. I'm trying to keep him from chewing on things. I sprayed the corners down with lemon juice in my house. I still got to get that spray that Lisa told me to look into. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check into them and I'm gonna see about it. I'd like to find out. They Lisa said they got DNA tests on Amazon that we can look up and do on the dogs. Bitter apple spray. Okay. Yeah, right now I just poured lemon juice on the walls.
What lemon juice?
I'll check that bitter apple spray out though. That's I'd rather him chew my house shoes. The woodwork is another whole game. I'm concerned on that. The woodwork bothers me real bad. And it's the other things he goes after too. That's why I call him the billy goat. He plastic, and I've watched him chew on the dog crate too. I think he's still got puppy teeth that need to come out. Yeah. My corners have that it's a wood strip down them, and that's what he was chewing. Those wood strips, to replace them, and it's like $8. I'm not gonna replace them because if he's still chewing them, I'm gonna wait to replace them. Um, but I do need to check into that spray. He's not going after the corners of my furniture. It's just the corner of the walls. But it's not as bad as it was a few months ago. So he's chewing, but not all the time now. And we catch him as he's doing it. And I try to scold him and say, no, that's not good. Bad boy. Let's do something else. And I try to give him a toy. Yeah, that's what I think too.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hard, not soft like toys, but more like the bone probably would be better. He ate a whole pig ear in less than a half hour. I did not get Nyla bones. I have actual bones for him right now. I need to go and get Nyla bones. You suggested it, but then I had all this stuff going on this last week. I gotta get Nyla bone for him. My dad used to give our dogs when I was a kid Nyla bones. I know exactly those type of bones you're talking about. When we go to the pet store next time, we need to check out Nyla bones. Okay. I I know because I grew up with smaller dogs. Do they have bigger Nyla bones, or are they all still the small ones that are like maybe 5-6 inches. When I think, yeah, they were all like 5 or 6 inches big. I don't know if they make the bigger nylobones. I'll have to check it out at the pet store and see what they got. Okay. I've always, when I got dogs I adopted, and they were older. So having puppies is like a whole new ball game for me. And we before we got him, my nephew had a dog and he lost his apartment and he asked us to take her on until he could get a place of his own. Well, he didn't plan for it, but it was like 4 years after we had her that he came back and got her. And my everybody told me I shouldn't have gave her back cuz she basically became our family after 4 years. But it was his dog and I promised him, so he came and he got her, and my husband was attached to that dog. And yeah, my brother, he had 2 huskies and they both ended up passing away. And I think it was my brother grieving from the animals being gone that wanted that dog there. So it devastated us because we were only given 24-hour notice before they came and took her. And she was part of our family. We had her for 4 years. And so my husband right away was like, I need another dog. And so that's when we got Lincoln. It was basically my husband's dog. And we still miss her to this day. And my nephew was supposed to help with in the proceeds of taking care of the dog, paying rent for me to have the dog because I was paying extra rent to have his dog. And he was supposed to pay for grooming. And that all stopped at like a year and a half after I had her. And I was doing it all. It was a mess, needless to say. But we ended up with Lincoln, and Lincoln's a good part of our family now. Everybody told me I shouldn't have gave that dog back to my nephew. Or they could have went about it a different way. They could have let us have a time to process and say goodbye to her before they took her. So, Lisa, I went into my studio and I changed the setting to public, but I noticed I still have to go on to YouTube and click the dots on there and change it on there. So I don't think I fixed my situation. So when I go off live, it probably will boot everybody out. So I determined it when because I think because I'm not monetized, I think the videos automatically go to that private setting. So you have to change them. But I haven't figured out how to fix that. I think it's just something that I can't correct. So I'm just gonna what I'll do is when I go off live, I'll let people know I'm gonna end my live here in a certain period of time so everybody can say goodbye before I click out. I think so too. I think they do a lot of safety features on here. Yeah. But I think giving people time to say goodbye is probably the best thing to do. So when I say I'm going to end the live, that way they have time. Yeah, because I went and I futzed with all kinds of stuff on the studio and it still didn't fix it. But after I go off, if I go in, I can set it to public. That way people can actually go on there and actually see the lives and watch them. And I think it does. I think your privacy stuff changes when you get monetized too. So, and I'm not worried about being monetized. I was just excited to be able to go live. No clue how all this works. One time I scheduled a live but started another. Everyone was hanging out in the live that I wasn't in. I've never scheduled a live. I've only just gone in off of my phone. I have gone on there and seen you can schedule them. Maybe the settings are different if you schedule them. But that would probably, yeah, I probably would be confused if I did that. That's just like me coming in on here and I didn't know you had to set this little setting down here to see the chat. Bye, JG. Have a nice day. But I am probably going to hop off here in a few minutes because it's time to take my medication and stuff. And I got to do a few things before I take that.
He is a bloodhound.
Really?
He is a bloodhound.
Oh, okay. Gotcha, nieces. Oh, okay. Pre-buy. Oh, geez. I'm not saying that out loud. That's terrible. Yep. Goodbye, everybody, in advance so it doesn't cause error. I need to get my phone stand out. Okay.
Are you watching me?
Who? Hey, Michael. No. I'm going to come over and spit on you. That's not nice. That's what happens when you do bad things. Bad things happen back at you. So stop spitting on the dog. Not. We're not knocking anybody out.
Yeah, no boobs.
Yep. Have a nice day, Spice. If you're on later and I'm scrolling through, I'll click on. I always say I'm getting off and then I come back on after a little bit. I get bored. I don't watch television. My husband does. And if he's putting on the trailer park trash, I don't like watching that. So then I go on my lives and watch lives on YouTube. I used to go on Facebook and TikTok, but now it's like I don't even enjoy watching those two anymore. And now that I figured out you can watch people's lives and scroll up and go into other people's lives, that makes it easier. So I can show all my people on lives love. I know. Lisa, I think it's my night med. I'll get ready to go to bed and then I'm not ready to go to bed and then I get back on and I'm like, oh hell, I gotta join conversation. But I can guarantee you if it's about 9 o'clock, I'm in bed. I won't be on unless I'm having a rough night and can't fall asleep. I'm saying good night. Good night, y'all. 10 minutes later, hey everybody, I'm back. You're welcome, Spice. What's your YT thingy? I'm not sure on that one. Oh, yes. YouTube family. Yep.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Yeah. It gets boring in my house. Trailer park trash, you can only watch it so much. Oh, my husband, my when I'm watching Mad Dasher and he goes through his rants, he's like, "You're not watching that again, are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go out for a little bit and come back." And then he's off the subject, and then somebody in the conversation brings it back up, and he's back in it again. Thank you for jumping in, Nieces. I really appreciate you coming in my live. You guys make it easier for me when I have conversations to look at on the screen. I'm glad I got that figured out. Okay. You're telling me that, Spice, right? Tell your husband about Williams, Arizona. I think Spice says if we go to the Grand Canyon, we need to check out Williams, Arizona.
Sounds like a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to know that from somebody that's been there before, you know.
Mm-hmm. He said that's always nice to know from somebody who's been there before where to go. I get that, Lisa. I actually had groceries delivered because I had the surgery and I was trying to make it easier on my husband and son having to bring them up, and the driver was nice and brought them up, so I tipped the driver pretty good for doing it. And it snowed here last night. I woke up and went on my Ring camera and saw the snow on the ground. Didn't know it was supposed to snow, but it snowed. Oh, my story. I had Saturday morning, I went down to get the battery out of my ring to bring it up and charge it. I open up the door and I look out the screen door as I'm opening it, and I see fuzzy thing on the ground. It was a raccoon. I thought it was just chilling out on my front porch. And it looked like it was breathing because the fur was moving in the wind a little bit. So I thought it was still alive. And I'm like, is he just chilling there? So I opened the screen door and bang it really hard, thinking maybe it would scare this raccoon off, but it wasn't budging. So I went and knocked on my neighbor below her door and I said, "Do you see what I see?" And she's like, oh. She goes, "I heard something digging at the back of the house last night." She goes, "Maybe it was him." And I'm like, "Possibly." I said, "But he's just hanging out there and I don't want to go out and get my battery to charge it because I'm afraid he'll come after us." And I said, "I don't have a broom to kind of stick between the door and try to push it to see if it'll move." Um So the neighbor kid grabbed a broom and pushed it and it didn't move. And I said, I don't know. Maybe he's dead. I don't know. Um, so I went upstairs and I called my landlord to tell him, and he told me to call animal control. And I called the number that came up on Google for animal control in my area. They're like, "Well, we're private affiliated, so you'd have to pay $200 for us to come out and get it and take it off your porch." I came up the stairs. I looked at, and the landlord had told me, if anything, you could push it out to the road if it's dead, or you could put it in a trash bag and put it in the garbage can. And I'm like, I'm not touching that critter, dude. No way. But when they told me $200, I told my husband, I'm getting a shovel and we're going to shovel this guy out to the road. And he's like, "Well, I'll do it because you had surgery with your one arm. You better not be doing anything." So I went up and we got the shovel and went down there. And my husband's out just staring at it. And I'm like, I took the shovel and I put it under its butt and pushed, and it just did a roll onto the ground. And I'm like, oh, he's stiff. Rigo had set in. So my husband took it and shoveled it out to the road. I contacted the non-emergency police number and I said, "I don't know what you want to do, but there's a dead raccoon in the road. You guys might want to come and get it." Um, he said, "Well, you have to call DPW, which is Department of Works here, and they'll come by and get it. But they're not open, unfortunately, till Monday." He said, "So if you don't bag it into a black bag and put it in your can, contact them on Monday and let them know, and they can come by and get it." And I'm like, "Dude, well, what about the kids in the neighborhood that play out here? They might end up playing with this dead raccoon." Um, it's out there. I'm not touching it. It's out by the road. But that was my story for Saturday morning, what happened to me. I've never in my life ever experienced a raccoon coming up on my porch and just dying. I think it must have got hit by a car on the street and came up and just laid on the porch and passed away, is what I think happened. But that was my scary experience Saturday morning. I have this god awful thing with my voice, and I know it's from the tube that they put down my throat for surgery, but my throat didn't hurt or anything. I don't have my throat doesn't hurt, but my voice is irritated from the surgery. No, my husband said it was not hard to install the Ring camera. Um our building is brick, and we actually have a power drill that can drill into concrete. So he actually drill the base into the concrete, and it wasn't that hard to install. And it runs off of Wi-Fi. So when you have the Wi-Fi connected to it, that's what you get. And we pay a service every month for the ring, and we just pay the minimum $4.99. You could pay different plans, and I think you get more things on the ring. But we only bought it so we don't have a doorbell, and our building is locked. So this way, if like family comes, they can let us know they're here. That's why we have it. It was easier than the landlord having to put in an actual doorbell. Plus, you get discount on your renter's insurance having the ring. Isn't it crazy? The raccoons have been out like crazy lately. And this guy wasn't small, Lisa. He was huge. He was like the size of my dog, Lincoln. I was like, holy cow. He was eating healthy. Girl, every part of your body has been examined by doctors. Oh yeah. And yep, yep. I don't know if you're talking to me, but that is a for sure thing. Your dignity and pride go out the window after you have a child. We had random people walking in my room as I was in labor. So, I mean, your pride is just gone. For sure, Lisa, for sure. Yeah, when I had my son, it was like people are going into the wrong people's rooms at the wrong time. I think people have seen everything. That's why I tell people I don't care. My boobs swing and hit the floor, you know? Yeah, exactly. You don't care no more. Everybody's got the same junk as you that's a female, and every male got what males have. So unless they alter it, and that I don't know if I'd want to see. My husband had a whole new perspective after he saw me have my son. Yeah, we all got junk in the trunk. It's just different shapes and sizes. Yeah, they do. I have one child, and what I went through, I didn't want to go through again. Uh, and my father was alive at the time when I had my son, and he was in the hospital, and he was going through cancer, and near the end, like he would remember things, and he would go through things, and he would call me, and he called me when I was in labor, and I'm like, um he's like, we got to deal with this hospital up here. And I'm like, Dad, I'm about to push my your grandson out. I got to let you go. And I looked at my husband and I said, do not ever hand me the phone ever again when I'm pushing a child out. Life is a struggle. It's what you make of that struggle. If you choose to dwell on the bad part of the struggle, that's how your life is going to go. I just wish I was back when I was a child because I don't like paying the bill part of struggle.
Hey,
Um, yeah, he is very lucky he survived that day. He was coming home in Illinois from Waukegan from his work and hit a pothole, went over the handlebars of his motorcycle, no helmet, hit his head on the pavement, broke the shoulder part that holds your arm in, and his arm was dislocated. Um, huh?
For an hour or two tomorrow.
No, not right now. I just had surgery. We'll discuss this at another time. I am on the phone. Thank you. So yeah, my husband is lucky he survived that. He's got traumatic brain injury, and with all the deaths brought out manic schizophrenia. We have good days and bad days here at home. But I've been with him since 2007. We got married in 2014. I know what he was like beforehand. I would never give up on him no matter what. No, that was my not asking for a hand. He was asking if he could go and see his 24-year-old son at his apartment today. And oh wow, my live reset. Don't ask me why, but it reset. Um he was asking if he could go see his son tomorrow, and I told him no, I had surgery. I need him here for right now. That he could go and see his son in like a week when I am okay to be here by myself with my other son, my 9-year-old. Did it like skip on you guys? Because it skipped on me and reset my live time. That was kind of interesting. Yeah, he does. He asks me all the time. Um, me and his older son have always butted heads, so you can't see me. That's weird. JG, hello, hello. Knock knock. That's JG messing with me. I don't know what happened though. Now my time is saying 1:36. And I think because I went over a certain period of time, the time reset on the live. It was weird. Ha 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 ha. Right? I I see the cops in the restaurants all the time when I'm door dashing, and I say, I did it. I did it. You better arrest me. I did it. And they look at me and laugh at me, and they said, we're not worried about you. I don't think I had it set for a certain time. I didn't change anything in there for time frames. Yep, Boston, it was a drone. Oh yeah, it was a drone. They had an image on our thing for our town that somebody saw a drone go along the lakeside. I don't believe that crap. If it was somebody's private drone. And these drones that they're seeing, I don't know. It may be private ones because it was the holidays. Everybody was probably buying them. You have to register these drones with the FAA when they're over a certain size. So they know what they are and what's going on with them. It's just they're not telling people. Lincoln likes real bones. I buy him the real bones from the butcher. He likes those they're smoked and he likes they got the marrow in the end. I don't know. I get them from the butcher. I pay a lot for them. They're like $4 a bone. And if that was a bad question, JG, shame on you. We don't feel like doing the paperwork. I really believe that racing police officers don't pull people over very often around here. I watch. It's funny because people, when there's a cop, will not pass them. They'll either stay right on the side of them or stay behind them. And here I'm just going by and waving, hey. They're not gonna pull you over unless you're really doing something real bad. But literally, JG, I'm not kidding you. I pulled out of a McDonald's and I was driving down the road. This cop was ahead of me and had his lights on. There was nobody behind him. He just kept driving. He was doing the speed limit. And I'm like, okay, well, he's not pulling anybody over. What the heck is he doing? And we get to the stop and go light and he's turning, but he's not going through the light and he has his lights on. I'm like, okay, is he going somewhere to pull somebody over? And he's just nonchalantly going with his lights on. I seriously think he forgot to turn his lights off. And I was just like, I looked at my husband. He's not pulling anybody over. And then I watched traffic start to accumulate behind him. They weren't passing him. They were just staying right behind him because I don't think they knew what this cop was going to do. But I literally think he forgot to turn his lights off and didn't know he had them on. It was so hilarious. I was like laughing. I told my husband, I said, he ain't turning them off and I don't think he knows he's got them on. I said, I should go on the side of him and be like, dude, been point up at his lights.
Rolling one.
Oh, no, Lisa, the bones that I buy him, they're like 6 inches and I only let him have them for a certain period of time and then I toss them out. Like if he gets like the smoke flavor off the outside of the bone and the marrow out of the inside, then I toss them out. I don't let him chew them beyond that point.
Hold on.
I get nervous about him choking on that stuff too. I know chicken bones are a no-no. Okay.
Right, well,
I get worried, Lisa, because of some of the stuff he's accidentally chewed up. My son's Nerf bullets. I get worried about that stuff because I seen things about dogs getting a hold of pacifiers and they accumulate in their stomach. So if I'm hearing him chewing stuff, I'm like on his butt like white on rice.
uh, what?
Hello. I bet the cops, I don't know, the cops are, they don't, I call them Racine's finest. They don't do much around here. You'll see them sitting in areas and people tag them on the GPS all the time where they're sitting. But I don't think they're worried about pulling people over too much here because I never see them pull anybody over. If I do, it must be something severe.
I'm putting you on speaker. There we go.
Let me know when I'm not on speaker.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I found dog bed filling around my house. I've had to throw away a couple dog beds. Hey guys, I am going to be getting off here in a couple minutes, so I'm starting to get a little sleepy. I don't see too many state troopers in our town. One here and there. It's mostly sheriff vehicles and a few police cars. Well, not even cars, they're SUVs now.
Yeah.
I swear to God, from there, I'll be thinking about getting in a fucking door. And just fucking
It is the longest day. All right, I'm going to say goodbye. Bye, everybody. Say goodbye to everybody in the chat. I don't want to boot you out before you get to say your goodbyes. Last call. Bye. I'm ending it.